Hello, everyone, and welcome to English for You. I'm Mike.
And I'm Laura.
And today we're going to be talking about... I'm sorry. I fell asleep there for a moment, if you can believe that. Yes, I'm tired. I think, Laura, you're tired, although you cover it well. You always look lovely, but I know from how busy you are, I feel safe in guessing that you're probably tired quite often, too.
Right, I am. It's just that my job, I can't really show how tired I am. Mostly teaching, talking to people, filming. I mean, you can't... Hi, kids.
It's true.
This is your teacher speaking.
Teaching jobs, service jobs, jobs where you're operating machines.
Ooh.
Basically, as long as you're not testing mattresses as your job, you need to be well-rested and wide awake, and you need good sleep. But a lot of people, as we all know, whether you're young, whether you're old, whether you're very old, we often have problems with sleep. So today and tomorrow, we're going to be looking at some common myths about sleep, these sort of myths or old wives' tales, things that we were told and we believe, but may not actually be true.
I love these.
Yeah,
it's good to find out.
It's good to find out what we're kind of wrong about, even if we think we're right. And also, by doing so, we might also get some good tips about how to get better sleep.
Whoa!
Because maybe we think we're doing the right thing, but in fact, we're not. So let's check out some common myths about sleep right after we take a nap.
Reading.
Common myths about sleep. Sleep. We all do it, and we all need it. But how much do we know about it? To make sure we have the right information, let's look at some common myths about sleep. Myth 1. More sleep is always better. We all know we need enough sleep, but did you know you can get too much? Oversleeping is linked to many health problems, including headaches, depression, and obesity. If you regularly need significantly more than 9 hours of sleep each night, that isn't normal. You should talk to a doctor. Myth 2. You can make up lost sleep on weekends. During the week, have there been times when you persuaded yourself to stay up late? You may have told yourself, I'll just sleep late on the weekend. Extra sleep can help a little, but it won't replace the hours that are lost. Also, it can mess up your sleep schedule. It's much better to get good sleep during the week. This way, there's nothing to make up.
All right, we are here and we are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Another way of saying we are wide awake and full of energy, ready to get to work. So let's get to work and read our article. It begins with sleep. I like that. Sleep, just with an exclamation point, kind of showing how important it is and introducing our subject in a memorable way. Sleep. We all do it and we all need it. But how much do we know about it? Exactly. It's kind of an amazing thing, right? We spend about 30%, a third of our lives asleep. So we all do it. We all need it, right? I think science has shown that terrible things happen if you don't have sleep for a few days, but we don't actually know much about it. I think I read somewhere not long ago, they still don't really know why we dream or even why we sleep. You know, why don't we just sit on a chair and close your eyes and your body will rest? But that's not sleep. That's not good enough. So there is a lot of stuff even the scientists don't know about sleep.
对，我们每天都会睡觉，但是今天我们就要破除你对于睡觉的相关资讯的 myths， 就是迷思，或许我们可以提升我们的睡眠品质哦。所以课文一开始就说 sleep， 而且还用一个惊叹号说睡觉，我们都需要睡觉，也都在睡觉。可是，我们对睡眠的了解有多少呢？ Okay, so let's find out more.
Absolutely. It says to make sure we have the right information, let's look at some common myths about sleep. So yeah, you want to have the right information about these important things in life. And so we're going to be looking at some common myths about sleep, some common beliefs, I guess you could also say. These are, as I said, things that you might have been told, and maybe back in the 10, 20 years ago, this is what science thought was true. But of course, things change, right? And often we hear something when we're young, we remember it, and then we don't always pay attention when there's a news article saying, actually, that stuff that you learned or that we believed before, that's not true. So it's good to kind of examine some common myths, some common beliefs, and make sure that they do hold up over time as we learn things.
Make sure 是什么呢？就是确保，像是呢，每次出门之前，我一定会这样提醒大家 ，Make sure to lock the door before you leave， 超重要的。而我们刚刚有提到 myth 就是迷思或是错误观点哦，所以课文提到的就是为了确保我们拥有正确的资讯，我们来看一下常见的睡眠迷思。Can't wait to find out myth number 1.
All right, let's get into it. Myth number 1, and I'm sure you've probably heard this before, more sleep is always better. Yeah. I think we often hear that not getting a lot of sleep is bad, but getting a lot of sleep, that's good for you, right?
Yeah.
And if you're tired and you sleep about 10 or 12 hours, that's even better, right? Well, maybe not. Let's read on. It says, we all know we need enough sleep, but did you know you can get too much? Yeah, some people, of course, will tell you that, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours is a good amount. But you don't often hear that 9 or 10 or 11 hours is actually not good for you. So it's true. We do know that little sleep is bad, but we often haven't heard that a lot of sleep or too much sleep can also be bad.
你们知道吗？迷思一可能就是我会犯的错。他说睡眠时间越长越好，我周末都这样啊。好，课文提到说我们都知道需要足够的睡眠，但你知道你可能也会睡太久哦。I always sleep in on the weekends.
I think
like 10 hours.
A lot of people do, of course, but this next sentence might cause you to rethink that habit. It says oversleeping. In other words, sleeping too much or for too long. Oversleeping is linked to many health problems, including headaches, depression, and obesity. Oh my goodness.
I don't want to get fat.
Well, I've heard actually a lot of the same things about getting too little sleep or lack of sleep.
Same.
But the same thing can happen when you oversleep. All right, we have this word including here. When we use the preposition including, you see we said there are many health problems, including headaches, depression, and obesity. We are putting these three specific things, headaches, depression, and obesity, into, or they are included in that group of health problems. There will be other health problems that could come from oversleep, but we're pointing out 3 of them. Maybe these are the most dangerous or the most serious or the most common, but these are part of the group of health problems, headaches, depression, and obesity, among others. Here's an example sentence for the word including. Rosalie has been to most countries in Europe, including Luxembourg, San Marino, and Andorra. And I guess those ones are pointed out because they're very small countries that most people wouldn't travel to.
Never been to those. Okay.
Me neither.
Including 这是一个介系词，就是包括、包含，像是 I like to eat a variety of fruits, including apples, oranges, and bananas. 那刚刚还看到 be linked to something or somebody 这个片语就是与什么什么相关哦。For example, smoking is linked to a variety of health problems, including lung cancer, heart disease, and stroke. 不过回到课文提到就是说呢，睡眠过量，会跟许多的健康问题有关，包括什么呢？头痛啦，还有 depression 就是忧郁啊、沮丧啊，还有 obesity 就是肥胖症I don't want to be depressed or fat.
Well, don't worry, because I think this is sort of a if you do this a lot.
Okay.
If you're really tired, you had a really busy week, really bad sleep, and then you sleep a little bit more on the weekend, that's probably okay. But if you find yourself sleeping a lot all the time, if you really need 10 hours of sleep just to feel normal, that could be the sign of something wrong. As it says, if you regularly need significantly more than 9 hours of sleep each night, that isn't normal. So if you're sleeping 10, 11 hours, 6, 7 days a week, that isn't normal. And it says you should talk to a doctor. It could be a sign of a more serious problem that you just haven't noticed yet. So significantly more, it said if you regularly need significantly more. Significantly in this case, we're just basically using it to say a lot or much, much more than expected. All right, if my friend was significantly late for our meeting, he wasn't 5 or 10 minutes late. He was probably 2 or 3 hours late. It's a significant amount. It's a large amount, the kind of amount you would definitely notice and something you wouldn't just, not pay attention to or ignore. For example, the number of old people in Japan has grown significantly in recent decades. Yeah, so much that you read newspaper stories about it from around the world. I think like 40% of people in Japan are over 60 or something like that. And that number has gone up a lot in recent years. I think in Taiwan too.
As well, yeah. Significantly 就是一个你看到很明显的一个数字 OK 像是显著的相当数量的这是一个副词 And we also saw the word normal, didn't we?
Yeah, normal, usual, regular, as expected. If it's not strange, weird, bizarre, or makes you go, what? It's probably normal. For example, it was a normal day for Barry. He got up, went to school, and then came home. Just your average, regular, normal day.Normal
当然就是正常啊平常的是个形容词 It's normal to feel nervous before a test 那课文来到是提到说如果你每晚需要很明显超过这个9小时的睡眠你就不正常哦这时候你应该跟医生谈谈
All right, let's move on to myth number 2, or as I like to call it, the Laura myth. It says you can make up lost sleep on weekends.
You can't?
No, you can't. You're not an iPhone battery. You can't just charge yourself longer when you're tired. Yeah, it's true. You can't make up lost sleep on weekends. And here, notice we're using make up, but not like make up a story or make up a song. We're using it in a different way this time.No,
and not makeup as like I put on
not
my
makeup. That too,
no.
Right.
Okay, make up something 在这里是补足或者是弥补比方像是如果你做错这件事情 She gave him a gift to make up for forgetting his birthday 送他一个礼物以弥补忘记他的生日所以迷思2就是我会犯的啦就是周末可以补回失去的睡眠 Why can't I make up lost sleep on weekends?
And to think about this and to maybe reflect on your own habits, the article asks a question. During the week, have there been times, Laura, when you persuaded yourself, Laura, to stay up late, Laura? Have there been times when you thought, I'm having fun. I got a lot of work to do. I got home late, but I really want to watch Netflix for 4 hours. It's okay. I'll stay up until 3 this morning, and then I'll make up for it on the weekend. Have you ever thought of things like that?
Everybody does that, I'm pretty sure.
I know.
Okay.
I do it too.
好，那接着我们先来看看刚刚的句子提到一个非常重要的就是我们的 language in focus 也就是 when 当关系副词的用法哦今天 language in focus 要看到的是 when 当关系副词的用法哦。那它可以兼具连接词和副词的功用，引导关系子句修饰跟时间相关的先行词。For example, the period when dinosaurs roamed the earth is fascinating to many people.那再来我们要注意的就是关系副词 when 之前的时间是专有名词或者是具有独一性的时候，则要用逗点跟前面的子句分隔，成为补充用法的非限定关系子句。For example, the Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre Museum in Paris in 1911 when security was lax.这里大家有没有看到因为明确指出时间是在1911年就是 The Mona Lisa 被盗的时候所以呢不用关系子句加以限定 when security was lax 仅做补充说明先行词用哦
All right, and we're back with the word persuade, which we saw in that last sentence, talking about persuading yourself to do something. When you persuade, you use words to try to change a person's mind and maybe also try to get them to do what you want them to do. Now, you're not threatening them. You're not saying, do it or I'm going to hurt you, or do it or you'll be in trouble. No, this is a softer way of doing it. You're basically saying, you should do it because, and give them all sorts of good reasons why they should do it, and then hopefully if you are successful, if you persuade them, they'll go, you're right, I'm gonna do that. So that's good. You managed to change their mind by using words and logic and a good argument. You persuaded them. For example, even though he tried very hard, Reggie couldn't persuade me to try skydiving. I just thought of myself hitting the ground and going splat.
Okay, persuade 就是说服、劝服，它是一个动词。那常常我们会用 persuade somebody to do something 来表示说服某人做某事。For example, I tried to persuade my friend to come to the party with me. 那课文提到说，在平日当中，你们有没有这样？我有啦。有没有说服让自己熬夜的时候呢
？All right, and back to the article, and here's another one, Laura, but this is also me. You may have told yourself, I'll just sleep late on the weekend. Yeah, that's when I'll make up my lost sleep on the weekend. Extra sleep, it says, can help a little, but it won't replace the hours that are lost. Yes, your body is not a cell phone battery or something like that you can just plug in and recharge like normal. You can't replace lost sleep. When you replace something, basically you take something away and then put something in its place. Think of it, if you're in a restaurant and you're on a diet, you might say, hey, can I replace the French fries with a salad? I still want to have something with my sandwich or whatever, but I want to switch the French fries A for the salad B, the unhealthy for the healthy. Or you might replace a place on holiday. Let's say you want to go on holiday and then you find out, oh, traveling in Japan is so expensive right now. Let's replace Japan with Korea for our holiday destination. So you'll still go on holiday, just to a different place, not A. Now you're going to go to B. For example, money can never really replace things like love, friendship, and happiness. Very true. There are a lot of rich and unhappy people in the world, I'm sure.
Lots. Replace 就是代替、取代它是一个动词。所以回到课文是说，你可能会告诉自己说，没关系啊，我周末可以睡得很晚啊，多睡一点就会帮忙嘛。但是其实它是无法取代你失去的睡眠哦。
And another thing about sleeping longer on the weekend, it says also, sleeping longer on the weekend, can mess up your sleep schedule. Yeah, that's very true. If you're sleeping till noon on Saturday and Sunday, what happens Monday when you gotta wake up at 7 again? You have a schedule often when you live your life, especially during the week. A schedule is a timetable of activities. When things happen, how often they happen, what order they happen in. You know, everything from getting up to eating your breakfast to leaving at a certain time, getting home at a certain time, and often the things you do during the day will follow a schedule. It's kind of an organized list of activities and times they will happen. For example, it took Alfonso a few weeks to get used to his new work schedule. He started working a night shift, and of course that took some time to get used to.
所以刚刚我们提到是 mess up your sleep schedule. Mess up something 就是把什么东西搞砸弄糟哦。Schedule 当然就是时间表或是行程。OK， 刚刚课文有提到，此外它还可能会破坏你的 sleep schedule 是什么呢？ Schedule 这个字呢，就是有行程表或是行程，所以课文是说它可能会破坏你的睡眠时间表哦。
Okay, so our final bit of advice, it's much better to get good sleep during the week. This way, there's nothing to make up. And also, this way, you're not tired during your busy weekdays.
所以最好还是在平日获得足够的睡眠，这样就不用补回什么咯。I'll try my best.
Me too. All right, we're going to be back with our chat question. So don't go away and don't fall asleep yet.
You chat.
All right, our chat question is a very good and logical question for this topic. Laura, do you think you get enough sleep at night? Why or why not?
Okay, I'm gonna be very honest. I don't think I get enough sleep at night because sometimes I'm addicted to binge watching shows, Netflix, and using my cell phone. I'm pretty sure that will affect my sleep quality.
Definitely.
And yeah, that's why I feel tired and groggy in the morning.
Ugh, that's the worst. I'm kind of the opposite. I mean, I can fall asleep well, but then I wake up early, I look at my phone, something in the news makes me go, what? And then I have to read all about it, and by that time I'm awake and angry and worried or whatever, thinking about the latest crazy headline. So I can sleep often well, but then after 4 or 5 hours, I wake up and then something just switches in my brain and that's it. I'm awake. Maybe I'll take a nap later. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Get a good night's sleep. Go to bed nice and early. Get your 7 or 8 hours, and we'll see you back here tomorrow with the second part of the article. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Including. 7 students failed the test, including Max, who only scored 51%. Significantly. Jason is significantly taller than he was this time last year. He's growing fast. Normal. While his wife has to work at night, Thomas works normal hours and is always home by dinner time. Persuade. Mika didn't want to go to the party, but I persuaded her by telling her it'd be fun. Replace. Maria replaced her afternoon habit of watching TV with playing sports outside. Schedule. This bad weather has forced many changes to flight schedules at the local airport.
智慧小补帖
Myth. Depression. Obesity.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net